Talk to me about what? Like, I don't know what it is that you want to talk about. Please, go to the house.
You broke up with me.
Because you made an OnlyFans account and I told you not to.
Okay, are you going to pay my bills? What are you talking about? Bro, really? You going to push me?
Most men who are looking for a wife want someone real, loyal, respectful, and focused on building a life together. When a woman is selling attention online, a man knows her energy and intimacy are no longer reserved for him alone. A serious relationship requires focus, commitment, and fidelity, not performing for strangers or chasing validation from likes and comments. If she can't understand that, then she's simply not the one. A man who knows his worth won't waste time on someone who values attention more than the relationship. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of this month, and your support will really help the team. And don't forget to comment down below.
So I was just scrolling on TikTok, right? And then I saw my girl pop up on one of those somebody in the car videos with all of her single friends. Tell me why one of her friends says somebody in the car gets slutted out every weekend while they have a loving man at home. Been staring at a blank screen for 3 hours.
A few moments later.
Somebody in this car got dicked down by 3 different niggas in the same week.
Somebody in this car owes me $100.
Somebody in this car got a whole air mattress to sleep with a nigga in the car. Somebody in this car still messing with a nigga who been had an expiration date.
Somebody in this car needs to return me back all my clothes.
My date just canceled on me tonight because he found my TikTok. And that's really, really unfortunate because this is like the first time where social media has been like a detriment. Not a detriment, but has like negatively harmed me.
It's not social media, it's you. You decided to use social media as your personal diary when it comes to your dating experiences. And listen, it's fine for you to do that for yourself, but your date saw your social media and said that he didn't want to be a part of the BS. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, an update on Dan. You don't have the emotional capacity for a girlfriend. You text me once every 24 hours, maybe.
These videos were basically at the top of her page. I didn't even need to scroll down far to find them, so I can only imagine there's so many more. Based off that, it just seems as if you're going on dates just so you can make content.
He realized she was using men as content for her vlog, filming dates, sharing private moments, and turning real interactions into clips for views. He knew if he stayed on the date, he'd end up as her next post, edited, captioned, and put online for strangers to watch. His time and presence would mean nothing to her except as material. So he called it off. He can't be with a woman who treats relationships like content for her brand. If she's willing to film and post men she just met, she doesn't value privacy or real connection, and he refuses to be just another video in her feed.
Women shouldn't have public social media accounts, and I might lose a few friends over this one. There's a difference between using social media with purpose and using it to be seen. So if you're running a business or sharing a message, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the average girl with a public profile and 3,000 strangers watching her every move. Let's be honest, you leave your page public and work way too hard for those IG-worthy photos, because deep down you're hoping someone with status will notice you. And it's not just about men noticing you. A lot of women want other women to see their life and feel behind. The designer bag, the vacation, the boyfriend's hand in frame, all carefully posted to one-up the girls that are watching. And that's the quiet part that no one says out loud. It's not always about feeling desired. Sometimes it's about feeling superior. And the men that you're hoping to impress, they know exactly what type of woman leaves their entire life on display for strangers. And it's not the kind that they take seriously. Women say they want privacy, but then live like they're on a reality show. You can't complain about male attention while designing your life to get it.
Well, I hope you guys are happy. That guy that I really liked, he found out about my job and he's not okay with it. I guess one of his friends told him. I was just waiting to tell him because I wanted him to get to know me, not
This stuff genuinely sad, man. You know, like, I'm gonna be honest, any woman out here who's doing this kind of work, you know, no dude worth anything is gonna want any part of that. You know, and it's a cold lesson. It really, really is. You know, and if there's men out here that message me all the time, Al, you know, should I date her if she has an OF, or should I date her if she's a stripper? Or it's gonna be nothing but problems, drama, and stress, and it's just not something you want to be dealing with. A real man is gonna look for a real woman, a woman with wifey qualities, gonna be able to, you know, to bring peace and love and up to that relationship. You know, and you're not gonna find that with this. I don't blame him for walking away. I really don't. Stop settling with this kind of crap, G. Jim, Gron, and God, you guys focus on your life, on your purpose, find something that makes you fired up inside and go after it every...
I caught her talking to other men, and she won't get out of my car. Now she's crying. So I caught her talking to other dudes. Oh, wow, that must be sad. God, that must be terrible. Oh, man. What were their names again? I love how you said they were just your friends and you were sending them ass pictures. Get the fuck out of my car.
This is a perfect example of why when she says that these dudes are just her friend, she is full of shit. Let me tell you what she means when she says he's just a friend. It means, one, he's the backup plan if something happens. Number two, it means that they have already hooked up and she's keeping him, again, on the back burner so her body count doesn't go up if the relationship ends. The other thing that it can mean is that she basically chose you as her second choice. So if that dude becomes available, she's gonna dump your ass. And lastly, what it also means is that they haven't hooked up yet. He still wants to hook up. She's kind of interested in it because she's not really interested in you and you're basically just a placeholder. Stop letting these women tell you that these men are just friends. There is literally no such thing. And for every single person that comes in my comments saying, oh, it's insecurity, it's insecurity. No, not with Snapchat nowadays, not with all these hidden messages that you can hide on Facebook. You need to be cautious, be aware, stop being naive, and not let these women play you. And lastly, let's just remember that she's only crying because she got caught. Not only is that abusive and manipulative, but what it does is it turns the good men bad. So congratulations on making yet another good man turn bad, where women have no accountability for their actions like this. But what it also does is it ruins it for the rest of the women that are out here actually crying and getting their feelings hurt because men can't decipher the difference between being manipulated and real tears. Okay, bye.
After he caught her cheating, she played the victim, blaming him, making excuses, acting like she was the one hurt. She didn't care that she broke something real in him, his trust, his openness, and his belief that loyalty meant anything. What she destroyed wasn't just the relationship, it was the part of him that once gave fully without fear. That's why most men now focus on goals, growth, and building real value instead of chasing women who treat them like a backup plan. They've learned that if a woman is willing to cheat, lie, or keep them on standby while she looks for something better, she doesn't deserve their time, energy, or heart, and they'd rather be alone than be someone's second choice again.
If you have an OnlyFans, people do not respect you, will not respect you. This is common sense, okay? So whatever boyfriend you get, please understand that he will only be looking at you as an intimate sexual object, okay?
She's absolutely right, and I actually had an encounter about this like a few days ago. I mentioned it here before. I go spray tanning a lot, and last time I went spray tanning, the woman at the front desk somehow got brought up in the conversation about why don't I ever start an OF page? And I basically tried to explain this in layman's terms where I said, listen, like, number one, with the content that I make, wow, that would be hypocritical. Number two, in my opinion, what it comes across as to me when I see a girl or a guy who starts an OF page is you didn't believe in yourself at all. Because anybody who truthfully believes that they are going to be successful, why on earth would you want that way of making money to be coming from OnlyFans? If you truthfully are as, good as everyone believes that they are, then you should be able to, become financially successful, with whatever you want to do. Why would you want to lose your friends, lose your family, have lower quality dating partners, pretty much, completely hinder the progress of your life and the quality of people you're going to meet for the maybe 1% chance that you end up being the top 1% on OnlyFans? I live in South Florida, so I know a lot of people who do OnlyFans, and some of them make a lot of money. But guess what? Trust me, it's affecting them in their personal lives. I know girls that make, upwards of $2 million a month, but guess what? Those girls are legitimately never going to find a real relationship for the rest of their life. And some of them, they really don't mind that. They've, alerted me of the fact that they really can care less whether or not they find a husband or a boyfriend or whatever. As long as they're making money, it's cool. Some people, the goal of obtaining wealth is their biggest priority. Whatever gets them to obtain wealth the quickest and the fastest, they don't mind doing that. But for me, as much as I've always wanted to be, very, very wealthy, there is a level of respect I've also wanted to maintain, if I did that. As I saw one girl who does OF posting about how she just bought like a Lambo and flexing that she bought the Lambo. But in my personal opinion, one of the coolest parts of when you buy like a really nice car is people are going to be like, wow, not only is that a nice car, but they go, I wonder what they do for work. That is why, like, typically when somebody got a Lambo, but their parents gave it to them, like, we kind of roll our eyes and we go, well, that's why they got it. It's not impressive anymore. So in my opinion, as much as that's great, I'm very happy, I guess, if you're happy that you got that really, really nice Lamborghini. But the reality is eventually people's going to go, oh, what do you do for work? And then when you go, oh, I do OnlyFans, it just strips all of the coolness out of the, car that you got. I find it very hypocritical that in today's society, girls will sit there and, support other girls who choose to do OF, but at the same time, go and talk bad about their boyfriend who's addicted to corn. In my opinion, if you are going to be somebody who helps with the distribution of coin, which in my opinion is the main reason for why like relationships now are like at a way decline. It is the same thing as, not blaming the drug dealer and then yelling that your whole entire town is filled with meth heads. For some reason, like, we've sit here and glorified and not blamed girls or guys who choose to distribute corn, and then we blame the people who consume it like they're the disgusting ones. Better pray to God like that you're actually making a lot of money and doing something smart with the money, because the truth is I'd be shocked if you're ever going to be able to make, a six-figure type salary after you got out of that type of industry. Like, I'd be, shocked. But all I'm saying is just understand that most of the time, even if you have success, which just keep in mind, only like 1% of people who choose to do OF end up having success. At the end of the day, it is a huge trade-off. The friends that you're going to make are going to be lower quality friends. The boyfriends and relationships that you're going to have, they're going to be lower quality people than what you probably could have and most likely would have gotten if you didn't do that. You're probably going to lose relationships with your family members. You're going to lose job opportunities, and you're going to be looked down upon because you took the easier path, even though it did get you some money. Like I said, to me, it just comes across like you obviously just did not believe in yourself, because nobody in their right mind who thinks that they could have been a millionaire, without doing that would have been like, I'm going to do the way where I lose respect in all my friends. That's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think?